That might make sense.
Yeah. Well, no, it's recording there, but that's like a backup just in case.
You know it's recording there? Okay.
Yeah, it says recording in the upper left-hand corner. And then hit the red button.
Are we ready?
You ready, boys?
Here it goes.
Yeah,
Cheers.
let's rock and roll.
Don't embarrass
Your
us,
favorite amateur
boss.
hacks are back for another season of the Sneaky Par Show.
We do a good
They're
job of
still
that.
shitty
We
at
do,
golf
yeah,
and
we'll embarrass
clueless
you.
in life, but having fun along the way. Over to you guys for
How much did you pay for that intro?
$100. $100.
That's the
Worth
that's the girl coming over later.
That's
Speaking to the mic, Steve. Well, boys, Thursday in Chicago turned out to be a shitty morning, but a phenomenal afternoon. Super excited for the show tonight.
My boy.
Oh, your boy. We're watching the Hawks game behind the podcast.
Hey, Connor.
But we're excited to have Steve and Chris. Now, you guys from Chicago Golf or the CGS Scramble? How do we introduce you guys as?
That's a great question.
Yeah.
And what'd you guys make last year?
So the CG Scramble is something new that I just introduced this year. The Chicago Golf's been around for, let's say, 6 years. I started the Instagram page about 6 years ago. It all started, really, I moved back home from college, and I was like frustrated with my job downtown. I was selling data for some company called Exact Data. And I basically just sold Excel spreadsheets on a phone all fucking day. Like I had to dial 150 fucking numbers.
Oh,
Put the grind in, Steve.
We
Put
know
the-
all
yeah.
about that.
So, I got my start in cold calling, and I think that it's a good foundation for anyone, right?
No.
And I always had the page on the side, just kind of like, I had such a relationship with golf. I didn't want to get away from it, but I also didn't want to play it anymore. So I started the page, and actually it was originally called Scratch Golf. Scratch.golf. And I think someone has that page now. And I think my first post was just like a drill of me putting and trying to get customers to come meet me at Green Garden Golf Course. And I was going to charge them like $100 for a lesson. Like that was like my fucking plan.
I love it.
I really had no plan. It was just like, let's make a page. Let's just see what happens. I have a full-time job, but I hate my life. And let's start something on the side.
We've all been there.
So that's how the Instagram page has started and progressed. Chris is a new friend of mine. I shouldn't say new anymore, but when did we meet? A year ago?
Yeah, just about a year ago now. Yeah.
It was random. So I've been working with Under Armour for 4 years now, since Under Armour started an adult tour 5 years ago. And they came to Chicago and they were hosting an event at Cog Hill. And the owner just cold called me, and we hopped on board, and I played with Harold Baines the next month with him at Cog Hill, and we've been like best buddies ever since. They're really good buddies.
I thought we were best friends, Steve. I mean, we won $100 today, but continue.
I never got paid yet.
He owes you. Your buddy.
Chris, we're gonna chase you down later.
Yeah.
Yeah, come after me.
Come back. Sick.
So I was saying with Under Armour, we got involved with the adult tour for Under Armour, but we always had this dream of kind of doing the junior thing. The adult stuff was tough, and we were successful in it for the years that we did it. And then we decided, like, let's do this junior tour. It was a talk. We talked about it in 2016. Like, let's do it for the junior golf. Junior golf is so much bigger. So last year, COVID hit, and we launched Ray Toronto launched the Under Armour Junior Golf Tour, which is now in like 30 different leagues and, 15 different states or whatever.
Yeah.
And I needed some help, and I put it out on Instagram just randomly in my story. And I was just like, hey, I'm looking for somebody that can help out with events. And I had a ton of messages, and Chris messaged me and was like, hey, I used to be the pro at Deer Creek.
Yeah, Deer Creek.
And like, he doesn't know this, but Deer Creek was the first golf course I ever played.
Oh, wow.
The first 18-hole course. So like, it's kind of hit me. I'm like, all right, that's
Fucking
cool.
fate right
like,
there.
That's
Mhm.
right. And the event, I think, was like kind of like crappy weather it was supposed to be. And
Yeah.
we weren't sure if it was going to cancel. And I'm messaging Chris. I'm like, like Ray flew into town. I got my buddy Anthony coming. Like, if you don't want to come, it's not a big deal. And he came, and fuck, I'm glad
Pretty
he did.
sure I was still sitting in the parking lot when you sent that text message. You're like, you don't have to come if you don't want to.
He was
But
probably there like
I'm
3
like,
hours
Steve,
early.
I'm right by your Escalade. Like, I see the Chicago Golf sticker. But yeah, that's how it all started. And now,
Well, I think a little point of reference, though. So I've followed Chicago Golf, obviously, before I met you guys. And Chicago Golf has 45,700 followers. So how the fuck you got
Jesus.
that many followers is beyond me. But that's awesome because I'm looking right now. 28 of my friends that you don't know that maybe you do know are common friends that follow you on that thing.
Yeah. So my following is pretty
kinda cool.
local.
It's all local. Like it's not bullshit. It's all
Right,
like local people that
it is like
And
the
that-
Chicago.
that's what makes the 48,000 more powerful, right? Because in reality, an Instagram page with 50,000 followers, like, what are you gonna do with that? You know, like how are you gonna leverage that? Luckily, I do have that local niche, and I can
sure.
I can kind of leverage that with
and
the community
everybody
here.
on here that I'm looking like my friends here, like they're all golfers, and like
Yeah.
and we've never talked about being friends with Chicago Golf, but it's just
No,
like
you have
you've
that
brought
common-
together a lot of like, I guess what Sneaky Power is, right? A lot of
Yeah.
kind of hacks and like guys who
cool.
like the golf, like you're serious about golf, but you still have that fun with it too, right? You kind of put those funny things out there, and it's not super serious, but it's actually got like a little bit of entertainment to it as well.
That's what's always like intrigued me to Chicago Golf was that Steve was not a pro anywhere, but he had all this extension and all these people following him, and that he could outreach to all these people that are in the golf industry and not be a professional. It was like one of the coolest things that I think I've ever seen. It was
No,
really,
100%.
really, really cool.
Yeah, the PGA Tour card or the PGA Pro card or whatever. That's a bunch of bullshit. You want to teach, you want to create whatever, just go fucking do it. If you know the game, I've been playing for 25 years. I don't need to go get a card or go to school to teach people. If I wanted to do that, I could do it. It's not something I want to do.
All right.
But I do know people, and I've motivated people to say, like, why do you need to go to school before you start this? Just fucking start.
Yeah, just do it.
Just start.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing with like with being a teaching pro is that you could just be an assistant at a course and start that. You don't have to go to college and do
Yeah.
all that, but you still have to go through all the teaching. Like there's still the 3 steps, but I mean, it is something that you can just dive right into. Right
So
off the
did you
bat.
have your PGA teaching
Yeah, so
certificate?
I
or
was
you did?
I
Okay.
was a level 1 teaching professional. So there are 4 different levels. So you can go level 1, 2, 3, and then class A professional. I was a level 1 professional.
Okay. But it's still a lot of work though, right? To
yeah,
get
yeah,
that.
Professional.
Yeah, I still,
Scrub, you're perfect for Sneaky Par. Yeah. We don't want a level 4 guy on the show. Fuck
yeah,
that.
I just didn't want to go do the bookwork, screw all that. So I just wanted to teach.
What
and
is
that's what I did.
Book work?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
would-
I
I
gotta
would
study.
I'd
Right?
fail
Yeah,
that.
tests.
That's a fail
And
for me.
yeah, no fun. Yep.
So obviously you started the CGS scramble. Am I saying it right? Or CG scramble or what? Talk to us about the kind of little scramble you're doing. Obviously the new tour with the young kids. It's super exciting. And we don't really hear much about that in Chicago unless you follow, certain pages and stuff. So give us a little feedback or background on that.
I'll let him run with the junior tour, but the CG scramble. So for the last 3 years, I've been running events kind of just like as a hobby, right? So it's actually started with indoor golf. It was like 3 or 4 years ago in December, we'd always go to Indoor Golf Links of America down in Orland Park. And it's the oldest indoor facility I'm familiar with. They've been there for 27 years running simulators. It's hard to think that simulators existed back
Yeah.
then. Okay.
And how much they've improved since then.
That is crazy to think about 27 years ago.
Yeah, the guy Ace, he's he's owned it. He's a good guy, and when I was a member at Calumet, a lot of the guys went there in the winter, so we built a good relationship. And one day I was like, hey, you got 10 bays, can we run a scramble here? And he was like, yeah, we can do that in the software. And I was like, all right, I'll put together a flyer and we'll charge $100 a guy. And what does it cost me? And I figured that out. And I was like, all right, we'll do a skins game. We'll do a closest to pin. And then we'll pay out first, second, and third. And I'll charge $100 a guy. And all I need to get is 40 guys.
Yeah.
I put out a flyer and I get 40 guys and run the event. I'm like, this is awesome. Like, I'll make a couple $100, but I get to play golf with my boys, have a good night. I'm like, all right, this is something like pretty cool. So I think I ran maybe 2 or 3 more of those that year. And then the same thing next winter, I did it. And then I started to expand in a little bit more, different facilities rather than just indoor links of golf or indoor golf links of America. We went to like Mistwood Dome.
Mistwood Dome, I love. Yeah.
When they first had it, we filled it up. It was like 66 guys or something, as much as they would allow. And then last year, I did some encore scrambles. I did my first 3v3. So it was 3-man scramble, but everyone places sixums. So it's really fun, right? So you and your boys show up, and then you're paired with another group, because we don't want a scramble where you send 3 or 4 guys out there and the fucking last group comes in and some team shoots 56.
Yeah.
So we've kind of figured that problem out, right? A lot of people do this formula. It's nothing new.
Yeah.
8 sums and 6 sums. Like it's been around a long time. And so last year we did that, and I held a few events, and they all sold out within like a week. And like it was like 40 days before the event, and people were like, "Hey, can you sign me up for this?" I'm like, "We're full."
Wow.
So it was kind of like a problem to have. And then I was like, next year, if we're going to do this, like I got to do a little bit more and have more options. So I've got 6 qualifiers, and then we're going to host a finale at Flossmoor Golf Club October 3rd. If things go well and we get the right amount of participants in each qualifier, I will have $25,000 to give away to the prize at Flossmoor. And that being said, just even the local qualifiers themselves, we give away about $10,000.
And that's all from Instagram for the most part? Like your
The
followers on there?
marketing goes all over. It goes way back, right? You know, I'm way more than my Instagram page.
Mhm.
I've been in Chicago golf scene for 25 years. I was a member at Calumet since 2001. You know, you just kind of get to know people and how it works. And then the Instagram page kind of highlights that and kind of fumes it. And, you know, it was a couple of years ago, it was funny. I had 30,000 followers. I'd cold call courses and be like, "Hey, I'm with Chicago Golf." They didn't have a fucking clue who I was. They didn't give a fuck how many fucking followers. Now it's a different story.
Yeah.
I call
we know you.
Holy shit. I called the course at the course in North Indianapolis, the Purgatory.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Hey, it's Steve with Chicago Golf. We're going to run a scramble." The guy's like, "Holy shit." He's like, you're the Instagram page, Steve from Chicago Golf. I'm like, yeah.
No
They knew who
shit.
the fuck I was. I'm like, this is so cool.
Yeah.
2 years ago, it was a different story. And I always knew it was going to move there. Everyone was going to move there. Then I got my parents on it. Then all of a sudden my aunts and uncles are on it. And all of a sudden the 40, 50, 60-year-old range, they're on Instagram.
Yeah.
They were not
Yeah.
a few years
Oh,
ago.
yeah.
It was
Yep.
totally changed. I got a little lucky with that, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Timing of it. Yeah.
The timing was good.
But I mean, Chicago and Chicagoland suburbs is a huge word of mouth, referral type of for restaurants, for bar, whatever it is. Like people talk in Chicago and it just spreads. So I'm assuming that a lot of people were talking about Chicago golf. Like, dude, you got to follow this page. It's local,
that
people here.
happens.
And that's kind of how you just, and I think you've just started, right? With what where you're at right now. Like you're not even like tip the iceberg yet.
I know you want to ask the
Totally
question
agree with that.
on how my account's censored, but so during COVID, when COVID hit and its worst, is when my page started to do the best. Actually, like I was at like maybe 35,000, and I gained 10,000 followers in like 2-3 months doing Lori Lightfoot and JB memes on all the bullshit golf rules I put in place.
When all that started, you were lower, right?
I was a lot lower, and
Yeah.
it really resonated. And I had a lot of friends tell me like, you shouldn't say that. Like some of my liberal friends, that, there's like, you shouldn't say that. Or I think I made a post with Harborside in the background and Pritzker. I photoshopped him right over it. And it said something stupid. He's like, you can't quote that. He didn't quote it. I'm like, it says right there. Like I made it in the caption, like saying like I wrote this or whatever.
Yeah.
They're saying you shouldn't do it. And I was trying to explain to him, I'm like, I'm getting a lot of loyal followers. And it's funny. And I feel fucking better about it, right?
Humor. I mean, politics are one thing to bring into the business piece of it, but the humor piece of it and people that are following, I mean, you got to take it for what it is. And you said it wasn't him saying it or quoting him, which you protected yourself. And if people think it's funny, even the other side, if they think it's funny, like, okay, that's funny. I'll follow this. And you like golf, who cares? That's what more people need to be like, even on different sides of it.
You just gotta, people need thicker skin today. That's
Oh,
all I have to say. It's like,
We don't get into politics on the Sneaky Fire show, but you're right.
the internet needs thicker skin. That's it. I mean, it's like y'all are just triggered too easily. And like, we can all experience it. I've felt it, but it's like, it's the fucking internet. Give it a break. Give people a break. Give them the benefit of the doubt.
It's like everything that's happening for us, or even this, is because of the internet. But then that happens, like the softness of people. Come on, everything around what we do is revolved around the World Wide Web at this point. And then I also think it's a crutch for a lot of people that aren't grown enough to handle it.
Well, I mean, you're right. Like,
Totally.
If you're going to be on social media and be like a keyboard warrior and just have like a little thin skin, and then there's like report, I'm assuming people reported you Chicago Golf. So Chicago.golf, you can still go follow it and still see all your posts, but you cannot tag Chicago Golf in any posts, which I learned the other day. That is so weird.
That's the thing they didn't.
There's some nuances that you guys are not familiar with. Like everyone, when big tech was censoring stuff, everyone's familiar with a shadow ban. And from what I'm familiar with, the shadow ban is like if you were to go to Instagram and you go to the search bar and you try to search someone's account, like for example, if you go to the search button and search chicago.golf, you could search chicago.gol and it's still not going to highlight it as an option to click on.
Yeah.
And sometimes you can actually type in their exact username and it still won't show up. The only way you can find that account is, let's say you go to my page and I was playing golf with him and I made a post and tagged him. You could click that tag and go to his page, but you cannot organically search it. So that is what a shadow, that's a shadow ban for Instagram. Okay. What I've had shadow bans before. I've gotten rid of those back in the day. Like I learned from golf balling, the guy Jackson he used to get shadow banned all the time. And these young kids that have these big pages, they all use auto bots and auto like, auto comment, all this bullshit. It's a lot of it's unorganic, but they're doing great jobs.
Yeah.
Like they know what they're doing. I don't do that because I don't want to risk losing my account. But he told me that when you got shadow banned, all you go on Facebook and just pay for $1 ad and it'll get rid of it. So that did work back in the day. It does not work anymore. My account now has been censored for 12 months.
Do you have a guy that you're contacting, like trying to fight, or is it one person, or you're trying to like?
I've pretty much given up on the fight.
And it's all because of that.
There's no all because of it stems back because my account had been censored since then, right? So since last year, about that time when I was putting out political posts, I never really got political before that. And like guys who follow me for a long time would say maybe you would argue different, but you know I'm not afraid to share my opinion. I don't give a shit. If I'm entering the internet, I'm not here to put on a fucking some deception bullshit. Like I'm here to just be me. Like the rest of the internet is fake, right? It's deceptive. They make everything look better than it is. I don't give a shit about that. I just want to post what it is. My thoughts, don't care. It's a hobby.
Well, you look better in person.
Thank you, Daddy.
Daddy D.
Daddy, I also want to thank you for bailing on golf today so my fucking boy Chris can come play with us.
Thank you, Daddy.
You are welcome.
It was a beautiful day, by the way. No rain, and I shot 78. It was beautiful.
It was. It would have been better. I would have been in the hundreds probably.
So, Steve, you played golf at University of Tampa.
UT, yeah.
UT. Chris, did you play in college at all? Or
I played at Lincoln College in Southern Illinois.
Okay, so we got some
a little bit of
athletes here on the show.
Yeah.
Where's Lincoln College in Southern Illinois?
Lincoln, Illinois, which is 45 minutes south of Bloomington.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah, little JUCO school down there.
Nice.
That wasn't enough for you?
No.
ISU wasn't enough for you?
No, ISU wasn't enough. No, I had to go down further south to be a Saluki.
Saluki, Southern Illinois. You're down in my hood down there.
Yeah, good old Carbondale. It's a dirty south down there.
We were on a golf trip in Destin with a bunch of 14 dirty Salukis this weekend. And they haven't changed in 20 years.
I'm sure they got great stories of good old unofficial or polar bear, one of the good old holidays down there that you had to be at the bar at 7 a.m.
Those were the days. Steve, talk to us about when you were at Olympia when Rory hit his ball by you guys.
Oh my God, I was right there.
You were there too.
It was such an amazing moment.
Yeah, talk to us about that.
Right here, like
and don't forget, I did tag you in when I made comment on that, and you didn't respond back to us. But that was months ago. But continue.
That's probably because it was censored.
It's probably censored. Yes.
Censored and blocked.
So I think me and Chris were actually running a junior tour event like a couple of days before.
Yeah, before
that was a Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah,
actually, that was Sunday. That was Sunday. We were running a junior tour. We were running a UA junior tour event the day before. It might have been at
Saturday. You're right.
And I was making jokes with people. I'm like, there's we were making memes. We were making Pittsburgh memes with the no fans. Okay.
No fans.
And I'm like, there's no fans, but I'm like, dude, you could go right off fucking Vollmer. I'm like, you can fucking see. I'm like, there's a spot there. The trees aren't that full. Like, let's go park our cars and see what it's like. So I texted him in the morning. We didn't even have plans. I'm like, do you want to do this? He's like, yeah, I'm in. Chris is always down. If it's golf related,
I'm a yes man.
I actually don't think, even if it's golf, Chris is in.
I pretty much just say yes. Yeah.
Chris is
that
down.
before we started the podcast.
Yeah, he played with us golf today. He was at a barbershop in Crown Point, and I was like, hey, Daddy D canceled. Do you want to play Ridgemore with us? And he was like, I'm gonna leave my haircut. Yeah, I'm in. And he fucking left his haircut in Crown Point and drove here.
Oh, I love it. It's so good.
So
that makes the story so much better.
Perfect.
So anyways, we parked just in some random neighborhood, like right in front of someone's house, which we actually did piss the guy off. Like parked right in front of his house.
He was not very happy when we came back.
We got we had a full case of White Claws, of course. got a drink while we're out
Yeah.
there. So we walked to the
Seltzer
fence
boys.
and we actually ran into an old couple with a pair of chairs out there. And they were pretty cool. Actually, we were kind of making jokes with them, like we're hanging out with the veterans over here. And I think we watched Tony Fino was the first group that came up. So Olympia is you got 1, the par 5, and 2 is that long par 4, like a little dogleg right. And then 3 is really, in my mind, I used to caddy at Olympia, for those of you who don't know. It's probably one of the hardest holes on the course. The US Open, that was hole 12. I think for this event, it was the 3rd hole.
It was the 3rd hole.
So it was a 3rd hole. So anyways, we make our way down to where the players hit their drives, and it's like a blind drive for the players, and we're hoping for left balls. There were some other guys there with us, and they're like there were some left balls, and the players are coming to the fence. So the last group was DJ and Rory, and Rory fucking snap hooked the drive or something, and it's literally 10 yards in front of us. 10 yards in front of us. And I had my towel out there. I brought a couple other towels, and like I just gave them to like another caddy that was there that had followed me. And prior to all this, I actually Olympia Fields had reached out to me, and I dropped a box of like 40 towels off for the caddies, and just to give give to some players or whatever. And I think Gary Woodland had one on his bag, and Shria Woodland had one on his bag.
That's cool.
Very cool. It was super nice of Doug, the head pro there, to do that for us. But we're standing over there, and Rory's left, and like during the moment, me and Chris, like we kind of knew like this was happening, right? So we got featured on Golf Channel. We got featured. The announcers were talking about us. Like these are the loudest fans of 2020. And when it happened, if Rory didn't hit that good of a shot, it might have not have happened. But Rory was like under the tree. I don't know how far. What do you think he was, like 165?
Yeah.
He fucking just hit this like low little shot, and we're just like, holy shit. I'm like, that's fucking right at it.
Everyone behind the fence is like telling him not to go long because everyone's been long.
We were chirping at him.
Everyone's chirping away at him. It was wild. And it was all Olympia Fields caddies that were standing there with us, which is like really cool.
Yeah.
So they knew exactly what was going through his head too. So such an amazing moment.
That's hilarious.
Yeah, it was all on TV too.
We joke about it. Like I've been around golf for 26 years. I've had a lot of cool moments I probably forgot about. That was one of the coolest moments I've ever had in golf, because when it happened, we knew it was so cool. The camera was there, and we're like, this had to be. 5 seconds later, people are calling everyone next to us, like you're on TV.
Yeah.
Like, hey, it's Chicago Golf. Yo, Steve, I see you.
Yeah, obviously not the sneaky part tag. That's cool, guys.
The coolest part was Golf
They're
Channel.
the ones that did it.
Golf Channel saying it was the loudest roar of 2020. That was so
awesome.
cool.
And then they posted the clip. They posted it on their Twitter and their Instagram and their Facebook to the 9 million followers they had. I sold over 100 towels that day.
Oh, nice.
And
Yeah, because you head over the fence.
Yeah.
I didn't know
Actually, we talked about this on a podcast with that weekend.
You guys talked about my talk?
We talked about we talked about the
awesome.
moment with Rory, and then I go, that's the Chicago Golf guy. I don't know them, but that's their towel.
In this clip, if you
Man,
can.
honestly, I mean, it was really for not being inside of a tournament event.
We were
seeing that. It was so cool. I mean, yeah.
So let me ask you this though. So if Pritzker did allow people to be in there, you wouldn't have been in that situation, obviously.
No, I wouldn't have got to experience this.
So maybe if you thank Pritzker, they'll let you back in out of jail.
I thought we said we don't talk about politics.
Oh, we don't talk about it.
No comment.
Yeah, but I think that was part of the coolness that they were saying what type of fans are going to go to the links to watch.
I mean, it's right off the road right there in Homewood. I mean, you just get down there in the ditch, and I mean, there had to have been 25
guys.
people.
Yeah. The local police showed up, and they were like, "Oh, did he hit it close?" They were all about it. They didn't give a fuck.
They stopped, and I thought that they were going to tell us to like get out of there, and they're asking us questions about what's going on the course, which was super cool, super cool. Thank you, Homewood Police, for that one. Thank you.
Well, you guys strategically were what 315 down that fence line.
Oh yeah, we were
right in landing zone
because it's like there's like 2 sections. The fairway like cuts off and it's downhill.
Yeah, it drops down.
Okay.
Yeah, so like their tee shots go down the hill, and we were just stationed down below.
Have you guys played Olympia?
I played once.
I played once the north, not the non-championship.
South.
Okay, the north.
South's awesome.
It was hard as hell.
We'll get out there later.
Well, Jacoby's supposed to take us, right?
Yeah, Jacoby.
Yeah, here's a shout out. He was a Saluki, wasn't he?
He was a Saluki too. Yeah.
Shout out Saluki.
So let me ask you. Let's get to this part of it, because I love the logo with the hot dog and the stickers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
I'm a no ketchup fanatic. on the
too.
hot dogs, or even
Oh, I do
Polishes
love
or
that.
anything. So I will tell you on my hot dog, I prefer mustard, onions, celery salt, and sport peppers. That's on my hot dog. Steve, what's
you're
your
Chicago guy.
ideal hot dog?
I will eat your hot dog. right
Okay. You are more than welcome to eat my hot
now. I will
dog.
eat your hot dog.
Yeah. What's your go-to for a hot dog? If you're getting a dog at a ballpark, what would you prefer to put on it? Obviously, no ketchup.
At a ball, like when I go to the Guarantee Rate or Comiskey Park, whatever you want to call it, I always just do get the grilled onions. And I always say everything, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
You gotta have celery salt.
You gotta have celery salt. It's the greatest thing in the
Is
world.
that a Chicago thing?
Yes, the whole Chicago dog is. Just
You guys keep
that.
talking. I'll get that.
You want me to pause it?
No, you guys.
Yeah, just keep going.
You keep going. I'll come back.
Celery
I
salt's a must.
grew up with ketchup and all that stuff, but Chicago is all that piece of it. But I mean, I like ketchup on mine. I grew up with that, but I also love the whole Chicago thing about like, no, you can't do that.
Yeah,
I'm like,
no ketchup.
I
Get
love
out of
it.
here.
It's hard for someone to understand that now from Chicago. They have a hot dog.
Yeah.
They want to put ketchup and mustard or whatever. Actually, when I was younger, I would put that stuff on my hot dog too. I didn't know any better until I went to Gene and Jude's and had the taste of a real hot dog.
Yeah.
I understood why there was no ketchup. And I really agreed with it and kind of ran with it from there.
And one of my favorite things on the overpasses is where they put the messages up. They said no speeding, no texting, no ketchup.
Yeah,
I'm
no
like,
ketchup.
dude, that's awesome.
That's my favorite one.
Whoever's coming up with that is like a genius.
It was
That was on the Dan Ryan.
yes.
I love that one.
Yeah, whoever comes up with those are just
I love
they're
them.
spot on.
I would
always.
invite that person on here. Just say, who is that guy?
Talk about your
Yeah.
sign making.
Yeah.
Yes.
No texting.
Yeah, that's such a good one.
Yeah.
But yeah,
perfect.
so that's definitely a Chicago thing because nobody would understand the whole no ketchup where I'm from.
Nobody understands it. I do get a lot of shit for it. And the reality is like, we don't care. Like if
Yeah.
you put ketchup on your hot dog,
Yeah.
it's fine.
It's
It's kind of just like a thing.
Tradition, yeah.
It's a thing that we like to mock. And
Yeah.
It's like, we don't really take it that seriously, but if you put ketchup on your hot dog,
We're not gonna hang out with you.
You're back of the
you're not invited.
Oh, you're one of those guys.
no good over there.
Yeah, we know who you voted if you do that.
It's one of those. You wear your mask while you drive your car. Says it all.
That's those good old mass drivers.
No, we weren't talking politics.
Nah, we're not.
No,
You got those jokes
off
out there.
Off that.
That was a small pour. We're gonna pour that again.
Like it. Like it. I got Marty making me a drink.
Hey, that was perfect.
Yeah, it was good, right?
I should have gave him mine.
I didn't know what to do. I didn't know if I could get up and go like make
Oh,
a drink.
it's not live. You can do whatever you want.
Thank you. All right.
There are no rules. A sneaky part. Remember that.
All right. No rules in the.
Even
I
if-
saw so many sneaky pars out of this man today. It was just like
It
unfortunate.
has a whole new meaning in my life.
Yeah, for sure. I
Steve
never
had
really-
one. Steve on 17 hit it into the trees. 17 little trees to the left
Yeah.
there. Hit it off the stone.
Oh,
path,
off the stones.
and then it
man.
ricocheted left, and then you chipped on, and you made that putt for a super sneaky par, right? Oh, you missed a putt. Fuck. Sneaky bogey. It's
I made a lot of sneaky parts today.
All right, so hold on.
You did. You didn't,
how
you
many
didn't hit a
parties were there
green
today?
for like the first 5 holes. You were just getting up and down like
Who,
no
me?
other. Yeah,
Yeah, a couple sandy saves.
Birdie
Let me
the
ask you
second
this.
hole.
So the ketchup hot dog thing.
Oh,
Let me ask you
I
this:
thought you missed
when
that
is it
conversation.
acceptable to have ketchup on a hot dog? I know where I would only.
Indiana.
We just
That's funny.
No, I don't want to justify this, but I don't mind it. I would never do it. I would put mustard first, but on a corn dog, ketchup isn't bad.
Mm.
It's not bad. I'm just saying. I'm mustard first, but
Fine.
ketchup on a corn dog.
The Will County Fair in Peatone,
Oh,
where I grew up.
amazing.
Oh, you guys would enjoy
Yeah.
that.
You put ketchup on
Funnel
your hot
cakes,
dog
elephant ears.
you put ketchup on anything.
while you're playing bingo with Margot and fucking Marge.
You got the 6-week-old kegs in the and donated
Donated,
to,
yeah.
to the beer garden,
Which is
so
the best-
everyone's getting down.
Best
you
beer
know?
ever.
It's a little fermented, so you get a little weird.
Just like wine, it ages. It
Yeah.
gets better, right?
No, but that logo, did you design that, or did you kind of come up with the idea and have somebody like make the actual logo? Or
Yes, the second
Oh,
one.
okay.
You can lie on Sticky Part
Yeah.
too. We don't.
So originally I had done all my own stuff and like I didn't really know what I was doing. And I met this guy, Andrew Herbert, and he's awesome. I can't say enough good things about him. He does illustrator work for like the government full time, and like he doesn't want to pick up new clients, but like the golf stuff kind of keeps him sane because he's a long driver. Like he's on the
Oh,
long drive
no
tour.
shit.
and it's good to have him because he resonates with golf. But yeah, I sent him the ideas for, it was like, I think I was looking at like some Vienna beef thing. And like, I was like, I want this in a circle logo that we could kind of patch on hats. And it went back and forth a few times. And then I had the idea of putting the hot dog into kind of like a character. And I was like, I kind of drew it out and was like giving him ideas. I'm like, just run with it. I'm like, you know, put the condiments on there, make sure there's no ketchup.
Condiment.
And I'm like, you know, maybe if you don't want to, if that's too much detail, I don't know if that's going to, you know, cause us problems with embroidering and stuff. But ever since I came up with the red Solo Cup hot dog logo,
yeah.
I mean, it's really resonated very well.
Oh, good.
Very well.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's on the tees and everything like that too, which is
So,
great.
so no, I gave you guys some of those. They're up
Can't
there.
wait.
Nice.
Can't wait to break a bunch of those in the course.
Break them and leave them. It's free advertising.
Free advertising, right?
Exactly.
CG advertising. If you guys need more, just let me know.
Yeah, I'm sure we will. But
That's why
yeah.
we use wood tees, not plastic
Yeah,
tees.
because they break. You got to get more.
You got to buy
Keep
more.
going.
Yeah.
Keep
tees
going. Good
are
marketing.
cheap, real cheap, all right?
You know what's funny? Is I never bought tees in my entire life
Oh yeah.
until now. And people are like, oh, they want to buy tees. And I'm just sitting there. I'm like, I guess I was so spoiled at the country call. I just grab
grab a handful,
Well, before you know it, you got a drawer at home and you're like, should I give these back?
Yeah.
I got too many of
It was
them.
like one of the more memorable moments for me, like growing up. This guy's dad, like multi-millionaire, he said, "You guys will always be broke because you buy tees."
You told me that.
So
Oh,
that
yeah.
was like one of the things that always like stuck out for me is like people who buy tees. I'm just like, oh, you're just not gonna get ahead of
I
me.
mean,
PJ Superstore just judging people in front of you like nice tea bag.
I get mad at buying
Loser.
golf. I get mad at buying golf balls. You shouldn't buy. You know, I should not spend $55 on a case
Yeah,
of golf
yeah,
balls. They're,
you
I
should.
know.
they're free basically
I don't buy
if you
them.
do the right thing.
Look at the
If
resale
you play
market
the right
in golf
courses.
balls.
Oh yeah.
My buddy Steve Goodley, he hunts golf balls for a living. His dad was a Coast Guard, he was a Marine, and he actually goes around the country and he does like $1.5 million golf balls a year. He rescues out of ponds.
Wow.
Isn't that crazy?
That's
That's
nuts,
insane.
dude.
That's what he does full time.
I mean, not about you scuba dives it.
Scuba dives.
Yeah, but you got to pretty much either sneak on or be.
No, they
No,
let you. They let you do
No,
it.
they hire you third party.
really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
They don't hire him. He actually pays the golf course. Like
Oh, yeah.
five
Oh,
cents
he
a
pays
ball.
the golf course.
He'll
That's
get
awesome.
50,000 balls and give you 5 cents a ball, and you're like, all right, I'm in.
I think it was like a Real Sports. They had like
awesome.
a thing about that.
It's
Well,
it's a bigger industry than you think.
well, Steve, you're a big fisher, right?
am.
Daddy D over here is a big
Oh,
fisher
yeah.
hunterman as
Oh,
well.
yeah.
So you guys
go.
can probably
I'm a hillbilly.
Redneck,
rednecks.
hard.
What are you catching in your ponds down on the south side?
largemouth, smallmouth, crappie,
Oh,
pike,
yeah.
bowfin.
Oh, you're my type of guy.
That's pretty
Yeah,
much
right
that's
up
pretty
there.
much what we have in Illinois, right there.
And
You
you
know.
just catch them and throw them back in. I'm assuming.
Catch and release.
Yeah.
I mean, you go to Lake Michigan, you can, you can catch and take, and
We always throw our bass back, but sometimes me and my dad catch them crappie and blacken them.
yeah,
Yeah,
crappie
yeah,
or
that's
walleye,
not
you're keeping
bad.
those.
Yeah.
If you're in a good lake, and
Yeah.
you're in the Des Plaines River,
I don't-
maybe
I
you
don't-
rethink that.
Yeah, I don't know if I do the Des Plaines River or Lake
Chicago
Michigan.
River.
I mean, in reality, even Lake Michigan, but
Yeah.
we all eat out of it. None of us have two heads. We're gonna be fine.
Yeah. My kid will, but
We have high we have high mercury levels.
It's true. It's true. So what's next for Chicago golf?
It's a good question.
Yeah.
For this year, I really just want to like kind of move my community and hopefully, I get some good turnout in all my scrambles. And really what's next is trying to figure out how to film videos and fucking put them on YouTube. I'll tell you what, the people who do that shit, bravo.
Yeah, it's not
Yeah,
easy.
kudos. It's not easy.
It's just
not
not
easy.
fucking fun editing anything.
No.
these kids
I
are
don't
making
have
it
time
so
for it.
easy. They're doing it
know.
on their phone.
The kids make everything easier. I used to be that kid.
It's unbelievable.
I'm 29 and now I'm like, these fucking assholes film the YouTube video, put it up 100,000 views in a day. I'm like, this is like, it really is. It really blows my mind on how the younger generations just tear apart what's new. And
Yeah.
they really do. And like, I always saw it in my parents. They're like, you're going to do, they saw it in me. And then now I'm getting a little older and I
Yep.
see it in the younger gen.
Yeah.
And I'm like, fuck, I got to really stay into this shit. And they really keep you on your toes.
It's hard.
You
They
cannot
challenge you.
I tell you what, if you don't adapt, you die. Everyone says that.
Yep.
If you don't adapt, you're dead.
100%.
Every day you got to adapt.
Well, what is it they say? Like, I know for us, if I do like a true editing of these podcasts, that's an hour. It takes me 6 hours.
If you want to do a
do
good
If I do it
job.
right, if I want to do it right,
For an hour, it takes you
it's
six.
6 hours to do it. Like,
That's
like
that's
us talking here
serious
about
work.
that logo. Like, I would split it,
Yeah.
put the logo up there, time it, like do all this
Sure.
stuff.
We've
It
gotten
takes 6
easier
hours.
and lazier.
Yeah, well, Steve's like us, and so is Chris. Like we all have real jobs.
Yeah.
Real
This is not
All
a
of us-
hobby.
all of us
As
here.
I told Steve, it's a revenue generating business. So is yours.
Revenue is one thing.
Yeah.
Profit is the other.
Yeah, revenue, not in a positive way, but negative way. But no, it's people like honestly, like we've gotten to the point now where we come here, we can just yap our chaps off for an hour, 15 minutes. It's easy for us, right? Because I think we have it down, and we're not.
Yeah.
We've gotten. I don't want to say lazy with the editing, but I don't have 6 hours to spend.
No.
On every episode.
You give it a little less. Your first one, you probably had bigger expectations.
Huge. But now it's just like what I've realized though, and
put out the content. People want to just hear
we
real shit.
we just want to put out 3-minute clips on Instagram. I'll put the full thing on YouTube.
Then if you want to listen to it,
I'll put like little 3-minute tidbits on Instagram every day for the next 3-4 days, and that's all I want to look. I don't really listen to any podcast like full, like all the way through. I just want to see like little highlights, and if it catches my attention, like you said, I'll go watch the whole thing if it's interesting.
Like that's why I was terrified when last month when Instagram gave me, we may delete your account. I was terrified.
Oh yeah.
So I was ready to do this stuff, and I'm like ready to start the YouTube. I'm like, all I need to do is post little clips and stuff. Like I don't give a fuck. Like I do give a fuck.
Yeah. I know what you mean.
But I'm like, I don't give a fuck if I can't grow this anymore. I have a really good platform there, but I need to be able to speak to these people still. And like, even though my email database has gotten really good, my Facebook is all right, and just word of mouth and text, but it's like just posting on that platform has just been so great. And it's like, if someone was to take that from me, like, fuck you. Like that's, it's worth $100,000 easily. And I said that, and everyone's getting me shit for it. I'm like, and the reality is like, it's $100,000 for me. If someone wants to buy it,
it's a true statement though. It's not like you're over there bullshitting about it. Like that was that's a revenue for you. I remember talking to you I was at the Deuce at Pinehurst when I FaceTimed you after the video. And I was just like, I'm just like, man, I can't believe that this is even happening right now. It was just unreal.
Now, do you get people reaching out to you and saying, "Hey, will you pitch our product? We'll pay you this much"? Or is it more of a barter system these days? I don't know the threshold on followers where you can actually get real cash in hand versus you help us out, we help you out.
Yeah, I mean, companies can say, "Hey, do you mind sharing this?" And I'll be like, "It costs $150 for me to share a post and a story." The reality is now, I just tell people I'm not interested in that. Like, I'm here to grow my brand. I don't give it.
You don't need $150.
I'm not just a page that just, has followers and will throw anything to my followers. At this point, like, I don't really want to share anyone else's stuff unless it makes sense. We're working together, resonating. But like, if it's just a random company, something, if it's really good, I'll share it. If it's something I'm just like, whatever about, like, no, like that. Don't ask me. Like, ask someone else.
Yeah.
I don't need $150 to share this to my people.
I like that mentality behind it.
Yeah. Let's just keep it to content.
No, when we started, we reached out to some of the golfer girls on Instagram.
Oh yeah, we all did.
And no, we had one that I gave her $800 and she was going to give us a 45-second video to like pitch Sneaky Par.
Who is this? Like
Katie Kearney, the blonde girl.
Love Katie.
So she's just Chicago. She's local in Chicago.
She's a local girl.
So we did. So I'm like, hey, here's the money. Like I'm serious, or we're serious. And I'm like, hey, we're not doing it yet. Like, give us a week. And so it was like 4 weeks later, but she already had the money. I paid her. And I'm like, hey, we're ready. Like, cause she would hit me up. She's like, hey, when you guys ready? I'm like, oh no. So I hit her. I'm like, hey, we're ready. Like, go throw this out to your followers. And like nothing, like crickets. But she was super nice. Like the whole time she was like, she's texting her, hit me back. She's like, hey, when you guys ready? I'm like, yeah, cool. And then the time I'm ready to do it, like she kind of went dark. And I'm like, huh. So I emailed her, nothing. I text her, nothing. And I'm just like, what the fuck? And so I hit her up on Venmo. It's where I paid her. And I was like, hey, like, obviously, and I didn't want to, like, you don't want to break up with somebody if you're not actually dating them. So I'm like, hey, you're obviously not interested. I'm like, hey, like, I get you got shit going on. And she gave me my money back. She's like, hey, I'm just, well, she said she was in a bad place. I think that she signed with an agency like William Morris or something. So I think they're like,
couldn't reach out.
Well, no, I think they're like, why the fuck would you do a Sneaky Par? Like, who the fuck are these guys?
Okay.
Thing. And what's funny is we have a mutual friend that plays hockey with us. And so he reached out to her. He's like, hey, the guys at Sneaky Par, they're my boys. They're great guys. And I talked to her. She's like, oh, you know my buddy? I'm like, yeah. So it was all like kind of this thing, but whatever. It's what it is. Got the money back. And she was super nice about it. And then we reached out to another girl, that Emily girl, the golfer girl, Emily. You know who it is. You probably seen it. Well, long story short, to your point, Steve, like they're wanting, and they wanted like $800. Like the one girl wanted like $400 to like swing with our like at Sneaky Par on her story. And I'm like, what the fuck
take
is that?
a swing with her.
I'm like, you're gonna say like something? She's like, no, I just swing and have your like handle on there. I'm like, no.
I'm good.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I wish I was that like hot to just get paid to just swing a club.
The reality is, a couple years ago, I would always tell people like, yeah, it's Instagram. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
It's become more prestigious now, and it's like this thing where it's like
now TikTok's bigger.
Yeah, it's
You know, I've been laughing about this, but I keep saying it now is like, if you, it's going to be like my market and our market and what we're doing is not on TikTok. Thank God. But it will be soon.
No, I mean, we follow it. We have a page, but I mean,
it's a great app. I'll tell you
yeah,
what,
it's-
I'm not good at it, but it's a fantastic app for how to make cool videos and like how they used to do the recording and the different clips. And it's way better than Instagram. Instagram used to always have problems when you try to do something complex, it would freeze up, you lose all your content, you get fucking pissed. Like TikTok's amazing. It really is great.
Yep.
And it's going to move to TikTok, and everything TikTok is doing, everything that Snapchat did, Instagram is just trying to copy it. And they've done a great job of that. You know, they have so much money. Well, why wouldn't they?
Yeah. You wonder, like, when, like, they were talking about the influencer bubble bursting. Like, when can you, people have a ton of followers. Like, oh, here's $100,000.
It's already saturated.
Yeah, I think it's already.
It's gotten to the point where it's you know what? It's not true though, because last year I'm like, podcasts are saturated.
No, no.
They're not. There's room for so many more. That's where it's going. People want to listen to this shit. People are whores for content.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. They're whores for content. You're sitting there at work. How many fucking times you click on Instagram and just go, if someone posts something new, you're going to see it. You're going to watch it. If it's me, you're going to click on it every single time. It's, you know, this is a good example. Group chat golf memes. I don't know if you're familiar with them. This kid from Rhode Island. He's really funny memer, and he's really one of the best. Travis is probably the best, the guy from PGA Memes. I think Travis has done the best shit to resonate with the average golfer. And Group Chat Golf Memes has done really like a kind of side-by-side job of that. And he was asking me for advice, and I just told him from the beginning, I'm like, if you just post your own content all the time, your own shit, you're good. And his idea is, I want to post a meme every 2 hours.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
Every 2 hours. Back in the day, it was once a day, twice a day, 3 times a day. We want to post promotional content. We want to post informative content.
Yep.
We want to post advertisements, right? And then fillers, like your funny stuff, your humor, if you're a company. Now it's demanding more than that. It's demanding.
Shows you how much people are on there all day.
Yeah,
long,
I was about to say, that's the
embarrassing.
interaction.
You can cater to those people and they'll fucking buy from you.
Yeah.
It's
But
not that
all
hard.
those golf ones that we all follow, like, they all share each other's stuff.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
For the most part.
It is all kind of.
Because it's a small community, right?
Which is good, because I don't get
know
to see
them
it all that.
Yeah.
It's great. It's a small community. It's fantastic. They're all, you know, I hope to go play in one of the PGA Memes event this year and meet some more of those guys.
Yeah.
But for me, it's, you know, I'm a Chicago guy. I'm not trying to blow up this national meme page or whatever.
You got enough
Like,
things to do here in Chicago. I mean, there's really not. I mean, if you had to pick the most popular
Yeah, I had to
golf
drive
handle
here.
in Chicago, I mean, I would have to say it's probably yours.
Yours.
Oh, yeah. I would
100%.
say, yeah.
Katie Carney.
Well, besides
Besides the name.
besides the name, like, in terms of like,
In terms of Chicago golf, I am the Instagram.
Oh yeah.
This is very cool. It's very
Agreed.
cool to have that.
yeah, that's awesome. What do you guys got this weekend? Got some golf this weekend? Got a tournament going on? What's
I got 2 secure stuff. I don't know about you.
I got a junior tournament event with the Under Armour Junior Tour at Cog Hill #1.
Oh yeah, I'll see you on Saturday.
Yeah, you'll see me there. 12:30 tee time. We'll be out there, 9-hole events, 4 age groups, 6 through 8, 9 through 11, 12 through 14, and 15 through 18.
Now, is that
nice.
one of the CG Scramble events, or is this some?
No,
different
this is a separate entity. This is how Steve and I actually got to meet, was me reaching out because he was running the junior tour before, and just reaching out through Instagram, and me being I taught juniors before, Hook a Kid on Golf and First Tee, and my own junior teaching. So I wanted to volunteer and meet Steve and so forth, and then ended up just taking it over. We have 98 kids this season, so we got some of the best junior kids in Chicagoland area,
Leo.
Illinois. Yeah, Leo, Edamoto, the Yoda brothers, Kyle and Alan
Kyle
Yodo,
Allen.
studs.
Yeah.
Just so good. Like I mean, I hope them the best and that they can find like a D1 school to go
Oh,
to
nice.
at one point. I mean, one's 7, 9, and 10.
Mhm.
So I mean, they're out there doing their thing. It's pretty amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome, dude. Growing the game of golf, with the kids. You
Gotta
gotta
do it.
Yeah,
Gotta
got
do
it.
Gotta do it. That's where the game grows.
One person at a time.
Well, we always talk on the show too. Is like, we don't think golf's ever been more popular than it is now.
Oh, it's hot right now.
Hot, yeah.
It is hot. It's cool.
I
Golf
feel
is
like
cool.
It gets hotter every fucking day.
Yeah, it's
I mean-
amazing. Thank you, COVID.
Yeah,
Thank
right.
Thank you so much because you made golf cool again.
Golf was always cool. Let me be
To-
clear.
To us.
Yeah, to us, but to like the
Well,
average person,
you know,
it is
things
a
are
cool
changing.
thing.
The old school of the proper tuck your shirt in.
True,
you know, now it's
true.
like wearing hoodies on the PGA Tour, and I think a lot of people want
Cool.
that. You know, it's
Sure,
what
yeah.
they need. And so, you know, if you want to get more people playing golf and more people interested in golf, you can't have it what it used to
No,
be.
it doesn't have to be so hoity-toity.
doesn't.
It can be a little bit loose, and
It can be a little rowdy.
Yeah,
at
it
times.
definitely can. I mean, shoot, out of any of us, probably on a Saturday or
You saw
Sunday,
us
we're
today. We had a
getting
lot
nice
of
and
fist. We had a
rowdy.
couple fist pumps today.
Oh,
we had a
yeah,
couple cheers.
absolutely.
You know.
Absolutely. Your
about
putt
the-
on
the video
18
on
was
my
amazing.
Instagram?
18.
Yes, your
Well,
putt on
Rattel.
18
How about
was amazing.
Rattel's chip in from the sand?
Oh my
on,
gosh.
6
That was
there.
Well, I
impressive.
called that.
You
when I
did call,
got-
it, yeah.
When I got to the top of the hill, I'm like, oh,
I wish I
no.
was good at describing that. To
I
our
said,
listeners,
what a
but-
golf shot
Yeah.
as soon as it came out. And it was just,
I'll
was
explain it.
perfect.
It was like
I'm
I would say a 35, 40 yard bunker shot.
yeah, straight downhill on like 11 stamped greens. It was impressive.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
one
it
of the
was
best
a-
bunker shots I've ever seen.
Pin was away from him, and he just got it on the green, and there was this giant slope.
Just huge
I
slope.
mean, it broke about 6 feet right to the hole.
Yeah.
And the whole time we were just like, "This is
No doubt.
this looks
That's his name.
good.
This looks good.
This looks good. Oh no, don't go in, don't go."
Yeah,
That was you and me.
yeah, because we were
team.
watching it.
Sorry.
No,
I think you pointed at him when it went in,
Yeah,
which was
well,
so cool.
I think I gave him a fist pump.
Yeah, you just like gave him the point. And you're just like that.
Well, we knew
That's
Steve and I were
amazing.
sandbagging those first couple holes, so we knew we were gonna come back and win
yeah,
by.
you guys came in hot on the backside. Jeez.
Well, you know, that's
My
what we did. You know,
12 went to a 7. And it was impressive.
we just load Derek into getting behind because then he's like box
Oh.
roll. We were like he's all over it. So we made it simple there. So well, all right, boys. Well, I think we got good stuff. We appreciate you guys coming out today. It was a blast
Yeah, man,
on the
that's awesome.
course. That was so much fun. Hope you guys had a good time. Enjoyed it. You guys ate up Ridgemore 75 and 78 over here.
Yeah.
Fucking a little too good to be on Sneaky Par, but
75, he had a triple. I had
You had a-
double.
yeah, yeah.
I did have a
a
triple.
triple 78. You had 2 doubles, I think, for a 75. So
Yeah.
in case our listeners want, I shot an 88 with like 7 doubles.
He made an eagle for a serious
I did make an
umbrella, and it just
Mhm.
got in my pocket.
Steve's new line that we're stealing. He goes, "It may not be raining, but we still got umbrellas."
Oh, that's good.
That is a
That
It
is
was
good.
true. It was true.
super good.
But we did have the controversy, so we did have to call 3 people to find out if it actually was an an eagle take because Chris Birdie did, I eagle did, and if the eagle
We could sit on this
trumped it.
podcast for
Yeah,
hours.
we're talking about it.
we can
Debates all
talk
day.
about that
I mean, the
umbrella
Eagles
all
should
day.
trump it.
Well, that's what
That's what I think too. I mean, he shot a way better. I mean, he shot
Yeah.
a better score than me. He got it done.
Well, so his teammate said it should be an unbeat. My teammate said no, it shouldn't not be. So
yeah, how
it worked
funny
out
is
well.
that?
Yeah,
Yeah. Your own teammate was like, no.
no. That's why they make it.
We were playing an 8-point scotch, so
I mean, what if you hit a hole in one and somebody birdies?
Exactly.
then it's
Oh
nothing.
God.
Yeah.
That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny? That happened in 2018 at Calumet Country Club on the 8th hole with my buddy Adam Garbushian. And they got in a big fight over it.
I
They
guess
said
it-
it was gonna be 96, and then they didn't, and I guess it never ended up paying out.
If-
And he got a hole in one last week, and I got a hole in one a week after him, and I kept telling him, I'm like, dude, I am waiting for mine. So it's been a week already. Never happened.
I guess if you don't declare the rules beforehand, you talk
Well,
about birdies.
listen, in our defense,
It's a
we're not
gray area.
we're not
Yeah.
really wondering if I'm ever going to hit an eagle versus somebody else hitting a birdie in our typical foursomes. That never happens. So we could never call that
I
before
mean,
it happens.
It
like
happened
average
today.
foursomes, it doesn't happen.
Never.
Like that's rare.
I've seen a double
Very
unbeat once.
rare.
First off, if you
One
get an
time.
eagle, the other person's not getting a birdie.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Typically, the other teammate's not getting a birdie.
Yeah,
so.
right.
And I had a good look at eagle. I
You did.
just,
You had a better
I
look.
just
Yeah.
didn't hit a good putt.
Oh, the game of golf.
Yeah.
I guess we'll keep playing
Oh yeah, absolutely.
I guess so. I
I'll
guess
definitely
so.
be out there.
until my
again.
body shuts down, which is happening soon.
Nice. So, all right. Well, we'll come back. We come back next week. What's next
What
week?
is next week?
We got to end a quarter tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
But yeah, we'll be back next week. We'll yap some stuff off. We got some cool Chicago golf gear. Thank you, boys. For
And you
bringing
guys
that.
come
That's
back
awesome.
anytime you want.
Yeah, we will play Ridgemore again, and I think Chris and Derek have to avenge their ass whooping today. And Daddy D will get you.
No, next time Derek's not going. It's
Oh, yeah.
it's
Oh,
us.
It's
I'm
us.
down.
It's
I'm
all- yeah,
down.
Derek's out.
I'll
Derek's out.
take, I'll take Daddy D.
You are. Daddy D's.
I'll take him.
Daddy D's a better golfer than Derek. You know, on
All right.
paper. On
All
paper.
right.
On paper.
Derek was a good player.
Oh, Derek played well
what's
today.
What's he playing?
He shot a
at?
38 in the front today.
What's his
He did.
index?
It's like a 9.
Oh, so we're similar.
But he went 38-40.
To be fair on that statement, you said you were a 12. Derek said he was a 9 on the first tee. And I was like, so you guys are like the same, right? And he was like, no. And to be fair, I saw
Clear
it, but
difference.
then I saw his back nine and I realized, all right, on any given day, sure,
I was trash in the front.
He could be Derek.
I mean, Derek was hot on the front side. You were
Cold
hot on the back.
That's a Ridgemore round.
That's a Ridgemore round. If I could ever put 2 9s together, Ridgemore, I might win the C Flight Championship.
Sweet.
Yeah, I want my name on the C Flight board. One day.
That's what country clubs are for.
A boy can dream, right?
Net flight, net
you-
flight championships and C flight championships,
I
and D
can't-
flight
I
championships.
can't imagine that podcast after you do that.
Oh, it's gonna be
celebration.
Oh, it's gonna be wild. We're gonna have. Well,
Cheers,
I can't say it
guys.
here. All right, boys, appreciate it.
Thanks
We'll
for
talk
having
to you
us.
soon.
Guys,
Appreciate
thanks for
everything.
having us.
Thanks for having us,
Thanks for
boys.
Chicago
Great
golf.
time. Chicago Golf. Go follow him. Sweaty on those down here. It gets a little hot. Oh, Hawks can't score on a power play.
That was so cool.
Honestly, I'll tell you this, and I say to
Uh-huh,
everybody that
uh-huh.
comes on here, it's better and more entertaining when you listen back to it.